Hey guys, so it is now the end of the day of the first day of school. I wanted to check in with you all this morning, but of course I was trying to make sure everything's good. We'll close the door. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Cezanne. I am a third grade teacher and this is my fourth year teaching. Today was the first day, guys. So let's start off by what I'm wearing. So I'm gonna back up so y'all can see my outfit. Alright, so I have my first day of school t-shirt and then my African print skirt that I got from Amazon, and I'll make sure to link both of them below. And then I just have on some black sandals from Target. And then my lanyard. These are not bangles, these are actually my earrings, but I took them out because my ears are hurting. All right, so today was a lot, but it was pretty productive. This morning we started off with first day jitters and we talked about how the characters felt. And then we moved into some team building exercises. And then we moved into a poem about them, and then we had lunch. So on your first day you have to be very flexible because everybody in the building's first day. So even though you have things planned out to a T, something's gonna happen. So 1, we didn't have specials. 2, lunch was pushed back a whole hour, so so we kind of got set back a little bit, but it's all right because we made it through. So after we came back from lunch, we did go out for recess, but it was a very short recess. I was okay with that because it was hot. It's really muggy today, but yeah, so I took their first day pictures outside and then we kept it pushing. Then we came back inside and we started math. And math was the about me, and they had to come up with it was like figure me out thing, and I would show y'all, but I gave all my extra copies to one of my teammates, so we did that, and that kind of took up a lot of time. I had to help a lot of my students just think a little more critically and dig a little deeper, so that was a little difficult to say the least. And then after we did the figure me out, we sorted our supplies. I read aloud, and then it was time to go home. So it seemed like a very short day, or it seemed like a very long day actually, but I'm just gonna, okay, it seemed like a very long day, but it was very short. We kept moving all day long. So I didn't have any breaks. I'm not gonna have any breaks tomorrow either. So that was a struggle. I won't have a break until Wednesday, which that's when I get my first 90-minute break. So that'll be pretty good. So yeah, so now I am trying to prepare for tomorrow, just making sure I have everything ready. I'm still a little nervous. I think I'm gonna be nervous all year long, just based off of where I am. So I'll show y'all what I'm doing now. Alright, so if you watch my summer vlogs this summer, you'll see that I bought this planner, this happy planner, to help me out. And as you can see, I did write some of the things in here, but I also had to type it out because I wanted to type it minute by minute. So what I ended up doing was taking my plans and just putting them in this list format by time frame, and then I punched it and put it in my planner. We actually got to this, I just didn't have time to check it off. So as you can see, all these things are typed out all the way up until I think Thursday. I have it pretty much, yeah, Thursday is the day that I stopped. Yeah, So I have Monday through Wednesday's plans in here. Included in here are some pictures, examples of anchor charts. So that's my plans. Wait, I want to go back. So for today, just so you all can see, I have even like what I'm supposed to be doing, what the students are supposed to be doing. So breakfast, sign in, all those things. Then explaining about morning meetings, reading first day jitters, and discussing how the characters felt. I'm going to fill out the chart about how the characters felt. Talk about our mantra, which is be kind, show respect, work hard. And then they had to write what does it mean to them. And we also discussed our voice levels. We didn't get a chance to discuss the hand signals because I didn't have the things printed out just yet. So we'll discuss that a little later. But we did do a call and response. Then we did a team building activity, which was cup towers. This took a lot of time, but that was fine because we had more time to kill. Then we debriefed on the activity, called the students back. Then we had we talked about our restroom, lunch, and hallway expectations. And then we had a lunch break. And this is where things got kind of crazy. For one, we did not have lunch at 10:25. We had lunch at 11:30, so a whole hour later. So right in between this time, like between 10:25 and 11:30, we watched a video that my principal had sent out, where he talked about the expectations and our new house system and all those things. Then I did get a chance to read I Like Myself before we went to lunch, and we did the I Am poem. Then after lunch we did go to recess. I don't think that was on there because we had specials on there. All right, so then we explained dojo, and then I introduced the math about me, and then explained how to separate our supplies. We did not get a chance to make it to the first day task cards. However, we will do them tomorrow. And then I did read How to Be Cool in the 3rd grade. So all of that to say, let's go to the activities because I know that's what y'all really want to see. So if you don't know about First Day Jitters, this is the story of First Day Jitters. I read this to them, even though most of them heard it in 2nd grade. So I read this, and then together we worked on, I modeled for them how to fill this out. So I put in the husband, Mr. Hartwell, and then I wrote out his feelings. Then the students had to do Mrs. Hartwell, and then they wrote out her feelings in each bubble. So that was that. And then this is the poem, and I'll link all of these below, but this is the poem, I am in 3rd grade. This was kind of rough for them too, but it just made them think, gave them some time to figure things out. So it says, I wonder blank, I hear blank, I see blank, I want blank, I think blank, I am in 3rd grade, I pretend blank, I feel blank, I touch, and so on and so forth. I guess I don't need to read it to you, but we did this after I read the book I Like Myself. And I got this book from the library, my public library. I do not own this book, but I got this from the library. This is such a cute book. It is on my wish list. So if you would like to donate, it is linked below, and I'll put it in a card in the top corner. But I Like Myself. I read this book. It's such a cute book, guys. I absolutely love it. It just talks about being confident. Just for instance, I like me wild, I like me tame, I like me different and the same. And so we kind of discussed about being confident in who we are, no matter what people say. So I read this to them, and then the students filled out their I am poem. And after you read that, you could just do like an about me activity. Then for math, I do have an actual figure me out page. So this was the figure me out page. Like I said, I'll link all of this below. So of course I modeled for them what it's supposed to look like. And even though I modeled, it was still a little bit of a struggle. But what they did was they put post-it notes. Well, first I had them start, well, okay. After I gave this to them, I just kind of gave it to them cold and see who could do what. And I had a couple of them that actually like went ahead and did it, but some of them really did struggle. So then I had to do some, like, pull them together in kind of a small group and work with them. So what I did was, well, differentiated rather. I had them write answer all of these. So my age, 9, birth month, January, and on the board I had all the months listed and the number that corresponds with it. So my birthday is January, so January is the first month. So they filled all of this out, then they drew a picture of themselves. Then they had to put a post-it note on here with a math problem. So I'm gonna show y'all what I mean. Alright guys, so I just went ahead and put post-it notes on here. So as you can see, it says my age, 20 plus 5. So the answer would be 25. And so up under here, under the post-it note, I would have wrote 25. This is my master copy, so that's the reason why I didn't write anything on there. And then my birth month, 3 minus 1 minus 1. So I know that 3 minus 1 is 2. 2 minus 1 is 1. So my birth month is 1, January. And I wrote 1, January. So then they had to fill this out. And then I gave them these little people to color. So they colored them. They colored these little people. And then we placed it at the top, like they were holding this paper, and put it on construction paper, and I'm gonna post them. I'm gonna post them on my board up there. All right, so that's the last thing that we got to do, and then we sorted our supplies. I just wanted to show y'all my supplies setup. It's nothing fancy. I've had these bins for so long. Well, not for so long, since last year, and I didn't really use them that much. And I didn't have any fancy labels. Just so y'all can see, like, everything doesn't have to be fancy. I literally put these on post-it notes, wrote them down, and it worked just fine. And once I had somebody do it once, they didn't need help because all they had to do was look and see what was in here and put it in there. So it worked just fine. So now I am prepping for just the rest of the school year. So I have, let me flip this book over. I have this book, Classroom Data Tracking. This is what I'm going to use to document everything. And yes, it does say second grade because I do have some students that need to review the skills in second grade thoroughly. And then I also have third grade. So what I'm doing is finding those first skills that we do, and I'm just going to make a copy of these for each student, so that I can keep up with their data. So just so you know about this book. So once again, this is what it looks like. Now I have this page saved because this is what I'm going to use. So when the very first page, let's look at math actually. Okay. All right, so place value. So the very first page that you'll see when you open this book, it says number and operations in base 10 standards walk. So it has the first grade standards, and then it has third grade standards. This is the grade before, of course, and this is the grade after. So it's telling you where they should come, what they should come with, and then what they should be ready for. All right, so then when you open it, this is your standards checklist. So you should put the standards in this thing, in this box, this chart, excuse me. And then over here, you could put the dates that you taught those standards. So say for instance, I put MBT 1, and then I put taught 8-13. Then I would just keep a record of when I taught these standards. And I'm thinking, like, when I have to reteach a standard, I'm just going to highlight that standard. All right, so then this is the most beneficial page. So this is the pages that are in this place value section. You always get 3 pages. And on this page, it shows you what it looks like, and then it tells you what you can use it for. So for instance, the first page, you can use it to track when students have mastered place value through the ones, tens, and hundreds, and when students need extra practice or attention. First, record students' names in that left-hand column. Take note of their progress as the unit is introduced, practiced, and concluded by writing grades, numbers right out of totals, or check marks. With all of your students' progress at a glance, you can plan lessons, assign group work efficiently. All right, and then you have the next one. So after this page, it shows you all of the pages that you can use. So that was the checklist that I just read about. This is actually like an assessment that you can give. So you could write the number. Say I wrote the number 906. Then they need to put it in the thing 906, because I have 900s, 010s, 61s. That's what I put in here. Or I could write the number 26. Then they have to draw 26, and we could just see what they have. Then you put the number they got to correct, and then they circle if it was easy or hard. And of course, it has a space for you to write your observations. Then it also has comparing big numbers. So what I like about this is you can put the numbers in here, they have to compare it, and then they have to tell you how they know. So that's really good. And then this is also a counting one, because in 2nd grade they have to know how to count to 120. Then they have to know how to skip count within 1,000. And then numbers to 1,000. So it kind of like builds upon each other. So I'm going to go ahead and make the copies for this one, because I don't think my students need those other ones. And then I'm also going to do the reading ones as well, just so I can have it. Hey guys, so yes, I am starting assessments on tomorrow, because I want to get like their true base, like the true base knowledge. I don't want to start off teaching something and then they have knowledge based off of that, and that's where we're going from. That's what I have to build off of. So I'm going to start from their true base knowledge. I really wish that we were able to do our district testing, but they're not ready for that. I'm still a little overwhelmed, still a little anxious about this entire school year, but I have no choice but to just keep rocking and rolling and keep going. I'm probably just gonna go ahead and end today here, and then I'll catch up with you all tomorrow. Hey everybody, and welcome back. Today is Tuesday, August 13th, and it is now almost 5 o'clock, and I'm about to get out of here, honestly, but I did want to check in with you all. So today was a little difficult, to say the least. Hold on, let me close this door. All right, so today was a little difficult. We had some extra friends in our classroom, and you know, on day 2 we're still trying to prepare, like, well, not prepare, but we're still trying to do class rituals and routines and procedures and things like that, and it was just a lot. So I felt a little flustered today. It became a little too much, but we made it through. So I need to write out a to-do list, because I have homework to do tonight, and especially because I really need for tomorrow and Thursday to go a little smoother, because I can't stay late tomorrow, because I have orientation for grad school. So, but what I'm doing right now is getting my data binder together, and just getting those things. Sorry, this is gonna be like so short, but one thing about this year that's different from last year is I have to be here at 7:20, so that cuts down on my morning time, especially because I'm rushing in the morning. Is just a lot. So I have to be here at 7:20, and then by the time I get here, I am trying to make sure I have everything ready for the day, so I can't really check in the morning because it's a lot. And then in the afternoon, like the last teammate just left, so a lot of times we kind of like just debrief with one another, especially because the past 2 days have been a lot for us. So yeah, so we're just kind of, you know, filling everything out. right now, like I said, I'm just trying to get my data binder together and then make sure I have everything set for tomorrow. As of right now, my Wednesday bin is empty with the exception of homework, just in case I get a new student tomorrow and I read aloud for the afternoon that we didn't even get to read this afternoon. But I need to look at my plans, make sure I have the copies, and if I don't have the copies, go ahead and print them out and be prepared for tomorrow. So, and tomorrow kind of starts real instruction, even though I know I'm gonna have to go over rituals and routines again. And I need to take my work laptop home because I didn't do the PowerPoint for tomorrow, so I already know. So I already know. So I have a lot to do tonight, so I'm gonna try to get out of here early because yesterday I really wasn't feeling my best, so I didn't do anything at home. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get that stuff done, and I guess I'll check in with you all either later or tomorrow. Hey guys, so today's Thursday. I've been a horrible vlogger, I know. I'm tired. The first week has been very brutal, to say the least. Right now it's like 4:30. I'm pretty much the only one on this side of the building. But I don't know, I'm getting a little defeated already. I'm trying to stay positive, I'm trying to stay motivated. You know, I have a really good team. My team is pretty supportive, but I don't know. Like I said, I'm trying to stay positive, I'm trying to stay motivated. It's a lot of dynamics happening in my classroom, and I'm trying to understand them all and thoroughly understand where I need to go. That makes sense. We just did a lot of testing, and I got to know my students a little bit more. So the exciting thing is that I only had 10 students, and it was done on purpose. It's not that our enrollment is down, but it was done on purpose. I only have 10 students, so I am still getting to know them and what I need to do for them. I started collecting data. Like I said, I've already started taking tests and starting to get the data together to thoroughly understand. So right now what I'm doing is looking over third grade lesson plans and trying to tweak everything. I actually just got back. I went to the bank and to the store. I had to get out the building for a moment. Now I'm back. I just had to take a break because I know I'm gonna be here for a while. So I want to tweak these plans. Well, what I'm gonna do first, I'm going to finish Friday because I never got to the end of the week when I did my first week lesson plans. I know, really bad teacher, huh? But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do Friday's lesson plans, and then I'm going to tweak the plans that were for this week for next week so that I make sure that I'm hitting all of those standards and doing what I need to do. And then I'm going to make my copies, and then I'm going home. This is not a good practice for all of you student teachers and new teachers out there. Not a good practice at all. You should definitely plan one day, collect all of your worksheets another day, and then copy the next day and keep it all organized. That way that you're not stressing yourself out like I'm stressed right now. So I'm gonna get started. I have my iPad here, and before I left, I had So You Think You Can Dance. I really couldn't focus. I think I just needed like a break from work, if that makes sense. Like you take a break and then you keep working. I just really needed that. So I'm gonna put So You Think You Can Dance back on, and I'm gonna get to work. Check in with y'all in a minute. All right, hey guys, so I'm on my way out, but I did want to just check in with y'all. It's 7 o'clock. Probably about to go home and do more work because I don't feel prepared. And one thing I learned from my first 2 years teaching, you do not come in not feeling prepared because you'll have the worst day. And somebody just said that somebody told them within their first years of teaching, the best behavior or classroom management is a lesson plan, or the best behavior plan is a lesson plan. So that's what I'm about to go home and figure out Friday's lesson plans. And then this weekend I'll work on next week's lesson plans, because I have yet to get in a rhythm, so that way Monday I can work on the following week's lesson plan. So I'm just trying to get in my rhythm and get set on how I want things to go. So I'm about to head out. All right, so I'm about to head out, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. I made it through the first week, guys. Almost there.